Hey there, Barbie Figueroa here, and in this video, I'm going to show you how to apply your brand colors so that we can establish congruency across your brand and your business. Now, before we start applying your brand colors, I want to give you a behind-the-scenes look at all the Canva bonus resources that you get with your graphics kit. So the first thing you're going to get are 100 Instagram mockups. So when we click on this link, it will open up into a new window. All you have to do is click on Edit Template, and it will create a copy inside your Canva account. The next thing you'll receive are 70 digital product mockups. So let's take a look. This is a great way to display your digital products on your social media, and you have full control over changing the colors. And again, all you have to do is click on Edit Template, and Canva will create a copy in your Canva account. The next thing you're going to receive are 30 premium book magazine mockups, and these are great to put on your lead capture pages or in sections on your website when you are displaying a lead magnet that you are giving away. So we're going to open this up in Canva so you can see a preview. So this is going to take your visual imagery up a notch when you are giving away lead magnets or selling ebooks, etc. Next, you're also going to receive an ebook lead magnet mockup. This will allow you to create as many lead magnets and ebooks as you need for your business without having to start from scratch. So all you have to do is click on Edit Template, and that will open up into a working copy for you inside of your Canva account. And the cool thing about this ebook is that there are different covers to choose from, different layouts to choose from. So you're going to get a lot of mileage out of just one ebook mockup. And then finally, you're going to be able to look like a pro on your next webinar or e-course with this ready to customize Canva ready slide deck. And again, all you have to do is click on Edit Template, and that'll open up this into your Canva account for easy editing. Before we dive into Canva to see how we start applying our brand colors, I want you to remember this. This isn't about having a perfect brand or the fanciest logo or overthinking every single graphic. It's about building confidence and giving yourself a simple, repeatable framework for when you are putting together your marketing assets for your business. When you leverage these simple systems to stay consistent across every touch point, your business instantly feels more established, clear, and trustworthy to the people you're meant to serve. So remember, the secret is you don't need perfection, you just need congruence. All right, so with that being said, let's go into Canva just so I can give you a quick overview of how to start using your brand swatch and your colors. So inside of the Brand Swatch Studio Academy, in the Graphics Studio, there is a lesson on how to create your brand kit in Canva. So before you come to this video, make sure that you have watched that inside of the training area. If you're watching this on the Brand Swatch Studio website and you still haven't purchased a brand kit, then this will give you an idea of how everything works once you're behind the scenes. All right, so we've already created our brand kit, which I teach you how to do inside the Academy. When you click on brand, you can select the brand that you want to work with, and we're going to work with Cherry Spark. So I'm going to make sure that the Cherry Spark brand kit is selected as I work through these images. So let's go ahead and, okay, Cherry Spark is right here. Now you'll see I've already uploaded the logos, the color palette, the fonts. I've got a photo here of our photography muse, which is our sample coach. And you can also upload other photos, etc. And then we have all the graphics, including the backgrounds and the icon sets. So we're going to keep this as simple as possible. Remember, less is more. And another thing is go through the brand graphics kit guide, because that is going to show you how to keep it simple, how to use your backgrounds, how to use textures so that you don't overdo it, because we don't want to overdo it. You're better off keeping things super duper simple than trying to over design and then it ends up looking like a mess. So that is why I included those guides for you so that you can follow along and make sure that everything looks neat and presentable. Okay, so you'll notice that when you receive your Instagram images, they already have a neutral color. Immediately, we can click on that background color and we can choose the colors inside of Cherry Spark. Now, you do have a couple of options. We can start with our primary color, and Canva will ask you if you want to apply the cherry color to all of the images. We're not going to do that now because I'm just going to show you just a few examples of how to start making this look put together. So we're not going to click on change all. We're just going to leave this one just like that. And it can be as simple as that. Just one nice cherry Instagram background. So we're going to go to the next one and we're going to apply the next color. So let's click on background color and we can apply the watermelon. So you see, just with one little pop of color, we totally change the vibe of these cards. So the next one we're going to do is we're going to apply the next color in our brand, which is this beautiful soft peach. And we don't want to leave any remnants of the template colors, so we're going to turn this into another color. So we're going to click over here and you can change it into the watermelon or the cherry or even the peach. It's totally up to you if you want a monochromatic look or if you want some contrast. We'll go ahead and we'll just meet somewhere in the middle and we'll change this to the watermelon color. So right there, we already have 3 cards and everything looks beautiful, simple, but it looks congruent. Over here, we're just going to use a neutral color. So we're going to click on that circle again, and then we're just going to use the neutral color. Now it's time to get a little fancy, and we're going to start testing with some of the backgrounds and photos that we have inside of our brand kit. Now, before we do that, I want to remind you that you have access to the Brand Swatch Studio Brand Graphics Guide inside of the Brand Swatch Studio Training Academy. And inside that guide, we have a whole section around understanding your brand swatch and giving you examples of your color palette, typography, the brand vibe, and how to use the design elements, patterns, and backgrounds. So I just want to share a quick tip before we move into editing the next Instagram square, and that is less is more. We're going to choose a few favorite elements and use them consistently so that our brand becomes instantly recognizable. So we don't want to overdo it. We just want touches of our brand, colors, textures, and icons. All right, so here we have this image and we want to start testing our backgrounds. So let's go ahead and click on brand. And I'm going to drag this background in and make sure that it becomes the actual background. In order to do that, I'm going to click on position and I'm going to click to the back. Now, I also want to bring to your attention, this is a frame. I'm going to delete this photo real quick so you can see what's behind here. If I delete this photo, you're going to see that there is this cloud with the sky and the grass, and that means that that is a frame, which means that if you drag an image into this area, this frame will become whatever it is that you drag into there. For example, let's say I drag this over here and it ends up in the frame. Well, now it's going to become part of that picture. And the reason I'm telling you that is because if you're newer to Canva, if you're newer to doing design inside of Canva, if you drag an image accidentally into a frame, now you know what happened. So sometimes you could be dragging the background and it accidentally catches onto the frame and you're like, what happened? It was supposed to be my background. And so I'm just letting you know that if you do that, all you have to do is undo and it will get out of there. Okay. All right. So now we can go ahead and change out this color, and we're going to change it to the black. And over here, obviously, this girl no longer matches our Cherry Spark brand, does she? She's more neutral. She's more chill. It just doesn't go. So what we want to do next is we want to get rid of this photo and replace it with our own. Now, here's something to keep in mind. We already have a semi-busy background. So you don't want to put another busy background inside of the frame. But what we're going to do instead, we're going to just get rid of this altogether. So I'm going to get rid of this and we're going to bring in the picture of our photography muse, which is our coach for Cherry Spark, because she has a transparent background behind her, so there's nothing busy to compete with the background that we have here. So we're going to go to photos and I'm just going to drag her inside here or click her inside here. And then boom, there she is. And so now we've got a post that is about me. Now you can play with the colors. Like if you're like, I don't know if I want black, you can try the red or the coral or the peach. You can try any of those if you want, but it's not going to appear. It's not going to have any contrast, so it might blend in. So that's why we chose black. So for the text, generally, I would stay within black or white unless you have like an accent text. Let me show you what I mean. Let's say I'm going to duplicate this, right? I'm going to duplicate this lettering here, and I can do that by clicking on the plus sign, and I am going to change its position, okay? So what you could do instead is you can make the about black, and you can put the me in like the watermelon. Okay? So that's what I mean by adding just a little accent color. And then you can just go ahead and you can either put it back over here and make sure it is straightened towards the edge. And you could always put more transparency on the background. But we have to make sure that if we do that, we get rid of the background that's behind it, so that now it looks like it goes. So don't feel intimidated by adjusting it a little bit if you have to. So if you want to add more transparency to any background, you're just going to come over here and you can adjust the transparency over here. Okay? And that's it. But don't spend too much time on it. As long as it looks congruent, as long as it looks cohesive and on brand, you're good to go. So now if I want to see the grid of how things are looking so far, I can click over here and that'll show me a grid, and you'll start to see how the brand colors start to come together and how now all these look like they belong. All right, so that's it for this video. Now you know how to start applying your colors to your social media graphics using your brand swatch and your new Canva brand kit. Again, make sure to watch the How to Create a Brand Kit in Canva training video inside of the Brand Graphics Studio Academy, which is included when you purchase the Brand Graphics Kit. In our next video, I'm going to show you how more of this comes together by applying your color palette to ebooks and other marketing assets so you can see how your brand can become totally cohesive and congruent across multiple touch points. So I'll see you on the next video.